So, Goddess of Servants banner. We got Thunder Knight Catherine, playing Innocent Flayn, Heroes Adherent Seteth, Archer Apart Shamir, King of Liberation Nemesis, and quick peek at their stats. Catherine's looking as expected. Flayn. Oh, she's slower than I thought, but that res is respectable. Seteth looks as balanced as kind of expected. Whoa, Shamir is super boon on everything practically.
Yeah, there's good reason for that.
Oh boy. And Nemesis is So it looks like I know it wasn't a one-time thing, wasn't a one-off thing. This just really is how they intend to go about these heroes. Huh. Second time in a row that they can't reach 180 bin. Well, Enna can, but going plus speed on her is kind of wacky.
Yeah, if only that were even possible here.
Yeah, that's not even possible. Ooh, that really changes things up. But we don't know what he has yet, so... And we won't know for a bit, because we're starting at Catherine. Alright, Catherine has 43 HP, 39 attack, 41 speed, 30 defense, 23 res. For 176 BST, and Super Bane in defense, Super Boons in attack and speed. Which means she's another hero that can reach 45 speed base.
Yeah. 48 with her weapon, 54 with it active. No, 53. 60 speed with Swift Sparrow, 63 with wall speed defense. This is just initiating plus speed, healthy foe.
Yep. And just a quick reminder for those who forgot, Thunderhead is kind of crazy. Really, when we talk about Catherine, she keeps reminding me of just Maritas. Because it's just a cross between those two, essentially.
Pretty much.
Because it is speed plus 3 at start combat if foe's HP is over 50%, grants attack speed plus 5 during combat, neutralizes effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks during combat, and if unit initiates combat, unit can make a follow-up attack before a foe can counterattack. A very, very good weapon in the game. It's... In most cases, she should just wipe out her opponent before they get a counterattack. So it's just extremely good, and by preventing them from stopping her from doubling them with attack that high, and with Swift Sparrow and wall speed defense, and Draconic Aura, though she probably wants to switch that out to a faster one, she probably does pull it off. So she is a very legit red sword. It's just we've had so many red swords.
And the player face is already kind of an awkward place for any red sword.
Yeah.
Self-respecting wanting to be.
Right, because, I mean, the more we talk about red swords, it just... Right? Like, every red sword in this game has such a strong enemy phase, practically. Well, the majority of them being launched nowadays are just strong enemy phase sword heroes with, like, high attack, high speed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't really think she quite distinguishes herself, but she's absolutely legit. That's going to wipe out most of anything. But again, most red swords do the same thing. Like they essentially have a variant of, hey, we're gonna be able to get our attack off with taking no damage or little damage. Like for example, like Violet could pull it off with like Wind Sweep, for example. Well, we'd just be getting into like every red sword at this point. Obviously the Maritas, Larcy, like there's a bunch of characters at this point.
Yeah, we're not in any way shortchanged for good red sword infantries. Even just specifically infantry, we're not.
It's really hard to carve out a niche these days as a red sword, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, Catherine at least went the player phase, but the player phase is a bit of a difficulty as it is.
I'm pretty sure based on her preferred use, she can run Wind Sweep, if I read this correctly.
Yeah.
You're right. She can do a Wind Sweep build and basically get a free double for no counterattack. On a healthy foe specifically.
You can't exactly do what Merida can do, which is Gale Force, because it's not slow.
Reliably.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you could with Time's Pulse, but it wouldn't be perfect.
Yeah, but at the very least, she can run Wind Sweep without any issue, which is, a benefit over Merida.
And of course, it is worth noting that she's just not a little bit more than marginally better than Merida.
Oh, I guess we'll do that comparison in a bit, but the talk about Wind Sweep and sweeps in general, it means giving up your lull speed defense, which wouldn't be ideal in my books, but she could do it at the point.
Worst. It's not the worst when you're not even getting counterattacked.
Right.
Not that. big of a trade-off on.
No, it's more about the defense part. Like, it helps her attack, but also buffs, preventing
So
them
she
from
also
buffing
is
up.
getting 5 attack. So she already is hitting, what now? 60 attack base? 66 with Swift?
Sure, but I've been watching my defense replays, and all these heroes are getting ridiculous. You gotta hit so hard nowadays.
This is true.
Okay. Yeah, lulls are pretty important, I would say. Anyways, fundamentally strong hero. It's your choice. I guess it really comes down to, do you want to run Wind Sweep? Do you want to run Times Pulse and try Gale Force? But honestly, her base kit's already really good, and you don't have to do much to make her much better. The question is, like, I don't think Draconic Aura fits her because she doesn't hit hard enough for it to be, like, completely valuable. I don't know. What would you run for special?
That is actually a good question. Probably just stick. I mean, you can't really run Flash unless you're running like Flash and Blade. Probably want to stick to the 2 cooldowns, especially.
Right.
So yeah, I'd probably end up being Moonbow.
Yeah.
Just overall.
I think Moonbow's good. I think Luna's good. I think Ruptured Sky is good just to give her some effectiveness. But yeah, it is such a minute thing, just switching up her special, because ideally, I mean, she's all about offense, so to remove Swissberry would be kind of silly, so I would keep it.
Yeah.
Really, it's like between Gale Force and then a damage special that's low cooldown, and that's really it. There's no in between.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say change much.
I would definitely say that she's better in player hands.
Right.
Sure.
Definitely. Okay. Well, let's do some comparisons then. I'm sorry, guys. It's just we got so many red swords at this point. It's just there's not there's not as much to talk about as you would think.
Yeah. All right. So obviously we want Marita. I'll bring out the both, but it's really just better to bring out original Marita, not Fallen. I will start with Fallen since that's the one that kind of more overlaps. So Fallen Marita has obviously 8-list BST because of Generation Gap, though I guess it is worth noting Fallen Marita can get 5 more Dragon Flowers. Fallen Marita has 1 less HP, 6 less attack, equal speed, 1 less defense, and equal res.
Equal res. Okay.
So yeah, it's literally just Catherine without an attack stat.
Okay, fair enough. That's silly, but all right. And then for just as a reminder, a lot of Marita builds could well, she could employ Wind Sweep if she wants to, but I don't see her run those anymore. She usually just runs Repel or something.
Yeah, it's usually more for the dual phase, and you can Gale Force very easily up Marita because flank.
Right.
But there's a very, very easy dual phasing build you can just do with Distant Counter because Marita's sword is all stats +4 and no follow-up as long as she's solo, putting her, well, in the case of original Marita spoilers, to 27 res, plus Close Call Repel. That's not bad.
Right, it's not.
Catherine can't really give herself bulk.
Yeah, that's true. So this is, I would say, as again, we keep mentioning Marita's, but this would be probably a much more offensive version. Just use her offensively. Don't bother with the dual phase.
Infinitely. There's just no reason to go for the dual phase of Catherine. If you're getting her, it's for the specialist. And to put that to an idea, Marita, the original, has 4 less BSD, 1 generation behind.
Right.
She has 2 less HP, 4 less attack, 1 more speed, 1 more defense, and equal res.
What? She was actually faster?
Well, I mean, Fallen Marita is one of the fastest heroes, period.
That's actually surprising.
Yeah, no, doesn't completely lose.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess it's also worth noting that Catherine's offensive spread, being 39-41, puts her into contending for one of the best offensive spread heroes we have, period.
Oh, you're kidding me. Every banner in the past month seems to have somebody being sent into that. Like,
well, let's put it this way. She has the same offensive spread as Shinon.
Right,
Shinon is 38-42.
And then
she's
Jill.
39-41. And Jill, of course.
And then Hell. Like, these are all relatively new heroes.
At least she doesn't beat any of them. She just ties.
All right.
But it is worth noting that she does have a pretty insane attack stat, just
Yeah.
in general. Like, for reference, 39 attack would be equal to the likes of Pirate Veronica and Bridal Micaiah.
Okay, when you put it that way, I look at this as just like, oh, it's just another sword hero that hits you twice. But no, she's actually hitting you pretty damn hard.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Degenzia's 45 attack or anything like that, but it's still more than hard enough given the speed.
Right.
Like, I think that she's one of the fast. Yeah, I mean, the highest attack with a relative speed stat compared to her is Lysithea with 41 attack.
Mhm.
Just for reference.
Fair enough. Anyways, anything more about her? Because I'm sorry, sword heroes, it feels like a copy and paste nowadays. We
It's
say
so
the same
copy and
things a lot.
paste, but they try to one up each other, so it is always worth noting that copy and paste.
Right.
I'm just checking here, so 57. So Jill, for reference, has 61 speed at plus speed with her kit. Catherine starts out at 44, 48, 50, 51, 58. Yeah, 63 speed, right?
Wait, she's
So
63 speed on initiation? You sure? What? It didn't seem that high.
plus speed, specifically. At plus speed, she's 63 speed initiating, if I'm not mistaken. So she's actually faster than Jill.
Okay, chat. This when you ask me nowadays on which IVs you go, I can't suggest anything but plus speed anymore. If you want any possible chance of not getting doubled by these ridiculous heroes in the future, if you go for plus attack or whatever, you're getting doubled. There's nothing. There's nothing to it.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, Catherine is speed meta. Like, definitively the speed meta.
Right. And again, with Jill and Shinon being there as well, and these are all relatively new heroes, I mean, they're literally within the last month. We're headed towards that direction. So yeah, just play it safe. Go for plus speed. Okay. With that said, that's Catherine. I don't think there's more because I already just want to get to Flayn.
I can feel it.
The thumbnail I picked for this stream I really want to show off like the goddess's servants all looking smug and shit because I feel like it's so fitting. Flayn, look at that cute face. She's just like adorable. The way she's like holding her hands. She's so cute. But the thing is, she's about to drastically change this game because anyone who runs a Flayn, you have to reevaluate how you're going to approach them, right? Because you can't just fight a Flayn team the same as any other team anymore. Just to put things in perspective, if you have two Flayns, right? Two Flayns, it's not, the damage reduction is not additive. It doesn't, well, it's not adding up. Like, it's not 30% plus 30% equals 60%. No, it's 30% and then 30%. So it's a multiplication. So it's 30% times 100 and then 70% times 30% because that's the reduction. So what does that get you? That gets you like, if you run into two Flayns, it's 51% damage reduction. If you run into one Flayn and a hero that has a max spurn or something, that's 58% damage reduction. So legitimately, any team with Flayn, you have to reevaluate how you're going to fight them. Because if you take them head on, it's really hard to blow through them.
Yep.
Okay, but with that said, we finally get her stats.
Is it me or is Flayn learning from Mr. Tiny Hands?
Okay, well, it's okay because Flayn's actually a little girl, or at least appears as one. Reinhardt is not a little girl, or a little man for that matter. All right, so Flayn has 40 HP, 39 attack, 27 speed, 21 defense, 35 res for 162 BST as a flying staff healer, and 2 super banes in HP and speed, which I feel like is fair. But that attack stat, what the heck? It's 39.
Yeah, I did. I was very much in the backward position with this one. I didn't expect that much attack and that little speed.
Doesn't that make her like the strongest healer? I don't remember healer hitting 40, that's for sure.
The heaviest attacking healer, yes.
Who's that?
That's Flayn.
Oh. I was just like, who seriously would hit 40? I don't remember a single. Yeah.
I don't think anything could compete with that. For reference, our highest attack healer prior was actually a 3-way tie between Picnic Jenny, Winter Erica, and New Year's Levitate, 36. None other than my perfs.
Yeah. So, chat, does that make sense to you? Like, she's already gonna change the entire meta up because of the damage reduction, but she also has the benefit of having the highest attack for a healer. Now, you might be like, well, why would a healer want super high attack? I don't want Flayn to attack anything. Yeah, well, if you have higher attack, you also heal more. So, at the bare minimum, she's doing the healing part better. Anyways, as a reminder for her kit, and it's a relatively simple kit, but it has so much potential. She has Caldicia's Staff, which calculates... Okay. I'll say everything wrong, but you can correct me.
I think you said it right before, which is why I'm surprised.
Wait, say it again?
She learned well from Mr.
I think you've said it right before.
Gonna change
I
the
did.
game well for days to come.
Hey Zork, thank you so much. Thanks for dropping by too. And yes, she's changing the game. Caduceus Staff calculates staff damage as the same as any other weapon, and it reduces damage from foes' attacks during combat of nearby allies within 2 spaces by 30%. She has Rescue.
So hard to read.
Yeah. She has Rescue Plus. Restores HP equals 50% of unit's attack. Minimum of 8 HP to target ally. Unit moves 1 space away from target ally. Ally moves to his previous space. It sounds complicated, but it's basically drawback. Hey, Nimble Rain. Thanks for dropping by.
Drawback and a heal. That's it.
Drawback and a heal. But we'll talk about why that's significant. She also has Deluge Bomb, which is speed res +6 to all allies for 1 turn. When she's heals anyways, it's a healing special. They finally put it in the game, but it's not such a big deal. She also has Dazzling Staff and Ground Orders, which allows your, well, once she puts Ground Orders on, I mean, she's designed for Ether Raids, guys. Come on. Ground Orders being in there is going to make her super annoying to deal with. Okay, so the reason why any of this is significant is because, I don't really know how we're supposed to deal with her in the future. It just feels like Flayn's going to dominate the meta.
We'll see how much dominating, but you wouldn't be wrong to say that she'll have at least a huge place in it.
Yeah. Dominate, I'm not sure, because the team comps is going to be very interesting to see, because she is going to take up a support slot for air offense, and then I'm not sure how she's going to be used on defense exactly.
Wait, you sure? In defense, the way I've seen her, I imagine her position is that she's going to force heroes to attack into an ally, because if you bait them out of Flayn's range, then sure, they don't work. But if they force you into attacking one of their heroes, then she works. So
I didn't really quite like that. I meant more for the fact that she is a healer and she does come with the healer AI, so that could cause some issues.
Wait, what?
I don't know about that. She has to basically keep herself in range of allies at all times if she's prioritizing healing. Unless she can actually get out there and feel bold enough to try to kill. Which at that speed...
Yeah, I'm confused why you would think...
because I've just seen healer AI just completely just break on defense teams. So
I've also seen it become almost impossible to break healers out of
Exactly,
so,
that's what I remember.
It's kind of more of a toss-up for me from what I've seen.
I would have...
Flayn will probably work best with armors since they can't be forced out of range as long as she starts next to them.
Right, a lot of people... specific armor a lot of people have mentioned was like Edelgard. And another armor that people have mentioned is Hector. Both of them actually carry so much weight on them. Like, one's reducing damage on the second hit onward, and Flayn can help her with the first hit. And then Hector doesn't even count as armor anymore. So there are a bunch of setups that we can see with Flayn making things super difficult to deal with.
Yep.
But even if she's bad defensively, I have no idea how this is not going to work offensively. Like, if you if you run her, I mean, now that we have a refresher on both sides of the seasons, right, Astra and Light, I'm not sure like how you can't fit her in, because, right, say you run on Light Season Mila and Peony, you got your refresher, you got your anti-refresher. and then you have 3 slots left. One's bonus hero, so you got your hero, your main hero, and then you got Flayn. I just don't think, like, I don't see it. Like, she definitely fits in, is what I'm saying.
You could still run into too many slots, not enough slot syndrome, but it wouldn't be like, be all end all. You could definitely make it work.
There's one small issue with Light Season Flayn.
What's that?
Raymond.
Well, here's the thing with Brianmund. I think it's a bit overblown because, yes, Brianmund would ignore Flayn, but are you saying if you don't have your support hero, you suddenly can't beat Brianmund?
Well, I'm saying that he's gonna hurt.
No, he's gonna do what he's supposed to do, but I don't know. I don't really think that's a big deal. Like,
I'd still say it's not as friendly for her in Light Season either way.
Right, it's not as
really
free as it would be, but then again, you could just put on an Astra, and instead you would just be running her with Plumeria instead, which isn't much of a difference.
It would still be a stark improvement because there's no way to stop Kadusha's staff outside of, Flayn dying or being out of range.
I'm not saying she's unusable in Light Season. I'm just saying, Braymond could cause some issues on some matchups.
Yeah, it is definitely worth noting, especially if you're not using a unit that was already prepared to take on Brent.
The reason why I'm like pretty dismissive on that is because I think everyone can take on Brianmund, and swapping out one hero in your team doesn't really change that up, in my opinion.
I guess it really depends in part on what kind of units you're already using, if there's even a flexible slot. But that said, you get 5 teams, so if it's worth experimenting with Flayn in one of them, then by all means do so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, there's no issue with Astra Season since there's no Braymond C slot there.
Right, there's no impenetrable dark. You'd mostly just be running into any issues of, like, Thrazier again.
And despite, like, the talk of Brianmund, he's not on every team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying you could run into him and he could cause issues. That's really it.
Okay.
Yeah, could, may not.
I didn't say that he's like gonna straight up counter. No, I just said it could cause issues.
Flayn with Brave Claude.
Well, the only thing that would happen is the damage reduction wouldn't trigger, but that's it.
That could be really problematic on some matchups. That's just what I'm saying.
Okay, sure. All right, but that's it. Like, other than that, I'm not really seeing what's gonna cause the issues, because if you think about some of the heroes that we have right now, like if you run her with Edelgard, for example, 30% damage reduction on the first hit and 80% on the second hit, and then another 30% on the remaining 20%. You can see where, like, it just becomes pretty autopilot, and people already argue like Ether Rage has gotten pretty autopilot, but that's absolutely autopilot. Like some heroes, some teams, just because they have double reduction, hell, even Dimitri with his blue line rule, if you run 2 reductions, you overwhelm colorless disadvantage, you overwhelm effective weapons, you overwhelm all of that. So yeah, I hope people at least pull for Brian when he comes out as well, because you probably will be frustrated looking at your some replays just to see a hero in front of a Flayn, and that's it. Suddenly everything dies.
Yeah, it's just Spike, but worse.
Damage reduction can stack, yes, but it's
very much.
Yeah, it's just not how people imagine it, which is like if 30% is 30 plus 30. No, it's 30% times 100, and then the remainder times 30%, like that. That's how it goes.
Yeah, it's multiplicative, not additive.
Yeah.
Slight difference.
Okay. With that said, sure. Her kit, the rest of her kit. Oh yeah, we already mentioned everything. It's basically the only issues with her is you have to fit her into your team, and then afterwards you got to figure out how you're gonna run her in your team. And she actually has like a few tricks up her sleeve because of her healing skill. Now, I don't think this is confirmed yet, but since this is a assist skill and since it should count as drawback, isn't that a way to like trigger links and whatnot?
Yeah, it should be. I mean, I haven't seen it confirmed yet, but I'm pretty sure that's how it's treated. I think it's literally just an assist skill, but it has the healing component to it.
Right.
So we're gonna have to wait until like it's actually out so we can see how it works
Right.
AI-wise as well.
Which, I mean, some people are going to get to see in 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, the entire point I was trying to make there is if that is in fact the case, this is going to be really interesting going forward because even if, like, it's already annoying enough that she draws back her ally after healing. So in ether raids, in respective ether raids, say you did damage, they move forward, and now they get dropped back. It's not just Flayn that they're now near again. It's also like the healing tower and whatnot, or they're closer to the main team. Like, there are a lot of annoying instances, and now suddenly if they had, like, man, like, link skills, what else would be annoying? Faints? No, wait, those don't work.
Snags, the
Snags.
other one, which most people forget exist.
Right.
Or at least I do.
All these annoying things will now just be falling on top of you as well. So I can already see like how Flayn can be super annoying in a defensive team and an offensive team, because you can find yourself with extra buffs or extra debuffs.
Mm-hmm. In essence, yeah.
Yeah. So, man, she's so annoying.
In terms of just specifically her healing skill, it could technically, as much as I hate to say it, this is another cav line buff.
Another cow. Wait, how?
Yeah.
So.
It's the healing drawback.
Oh. Sure, yeah.
Cavlines love their extra move.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna be interested. From what I can tell, most people who can afford Flayn seem to want Flayn. I'm not in that position because I still need to go for Zane, but yeah, if you could get her, I don't really think you'll regret getting her. I don't see why you would regret getting her, to be honest.
Yeah, basically.
So yeah, this is if we had to give a hero a recommendation, this is one of those absolutely recommended heroes. There's no reason not to get her.
Absolutely.
Okay, but yeah, with that said, how to stop Flayn is what I wanted to talk about, but I honestly, here's the thing with trying to stop Flayn, like her res is pretty respectable, so it has to be physical, and I just don't think most people run archers and whatnot.
I mean, yeah.
And even if you ran an archer, she's like 2 blocks behind her ally, so how do you get to her?
I don't see a very easy way to kill her off without her being stranded, just in general.
Right.
Like, unless she ends up somehow on the front.
Right.
Just don't run aerobatics.
Right. The only way, the easiest way I've seen, I've thought about just dealing with Flayn teams is just having lunge. So that's it. Like, hopefully you lunge them out of range, and then you take them down. Like, that's why I think, like, Eliwood, if Eliwood survives the initial battle, and he manages to get Gale Force, he can go after Flayn afterwards. So something like a lunge combination is the cheapest effective way of dealing with her. I would hope so, at least. But, yeah, outside of that, there's no easy way. Like, Brownie is technically a solution, but that's not an easy way. You gotta pull a Brownie and then deploy him correctly.
Yeah, he's not exactly gonna guarantee himself a win now, is he?
Yeah. I don't know. I love to hear what you guys have to say on how to stop Flayn, but it's speculative, but I really don't see, like, at this point, it's basically confirmed. There's, like, no mistakes here. People were like, hey, Nims, maybe they'll say it doesn't add up. Like, it's only 30% damage reduction. It can't be, like, 30% with a Spurn or something. No, at this point, I'm pretty sure it is what it is.
I mean, we've had Bike for a while now, so we've known that fact for a while since Close Call came out.
Well,
yeah, as far as stacking.
In terms of stacking, but I'm saying, like, people were hoping for that.
I guess hopes are just meant to be crushed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I don't really got much more to say about Flayn.
Very much just there's gonna be a lot of meta presence for Flayn. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Yeah.
Like a lot of meta presence.
Yeah. I think the hardest thing that's going to be difficult for people to adjust to in regards to defense teams is just trying to figure out what kind of units are going to be running damage reduction now with Flayn, because it's now everyone that has it.
Yeah. Can't exactly just easily choose that as a counter now, can you?
Alright, well, I guess since we have nothing more to say about Flayn, let's get some comparisons.
Yeah, no, there's not a whole lot I can really top. She is what she is. Let's see here. At the very least, she's a good ground order spotter. What do you want as a comparison? Because I'm not exactly...
Here's the thing, like, because of her attack, she now puts herself in the top echelon of, like, offensive healers.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, Winter Erica. Let's start there.
Sure.
So, Winter Erica came out 2 years ago. She has 3 more BST. Winter Erica has 2 more HP, 3 less attack, 4 less speed, 9 more defense, and 1 less res.
That's actually so surprising. It's only a 3 BST difference, but yeah, she's Winter Erica versus a hero that just came out. Time's a heck of a thing.
I mean, if you want to think, yeah, we're at a point now where an armored healer is almost the same as a healer, just for perspective's sake. Let's look at the res tanky ones. I guess we can bring up Summer Rise, specifically. Obviously he's free, but he has the same BST, 4 more HP, 5 less attack, equal speed, equal defense, and 1 more res.
1 more res. Okay.
Yeah, congratulations, Rise.
Yeah, the thing about Rise is just... Wait, is it Rise or Reese?
I'm actually not entirely sure.
Oh wait, which hero are we talking about? I meant...
Oh, Summer.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. I thought it was Reese though. Okay. Well, that's interesting that they kind of like are kind of similar.
Despite,
Yeah, despite the differences.
Different. Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot of easy comparisons, honestly, when you have such a ridiculous... So, I'm gonna instead look elsewhere.
Sure.
Let's bring out Bridal Micaiah.
Bridal Micaiah?
Not a healer.
Okay.
Not a healer at all, but Bridal Micaiah has, for note, 7 less BST. She has 1 less HP, equal attack, 7 less speed, 2 less defense, and 3 more res. Just slower. And that's about it.
But, well, of course, Bridal Micaiah has effect against damage, which is the surprising part. Would you even use Flayn offensively? Because I don't... No, well, here's the thing. Like, I think she can... Actually, that is an extra role for her. Because she has... You can't counterattack her unless you have Nullcy Disrupt. She actually fits well in a defensive team from that respect. Because she has ground orders, and they can teleport around. And if they are a Vantage hero, Flayn actually can just finish them off in one shot.
It's not out of question, I don't think, to use her for that offensive role, but it's mostly going to be for picking off kills. Like attack speed push, Flayn, don't.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't bother.
Even though she had 37 speed plus speed, it's not worth it. So, yeah, you could probably get her Navi kill. I mean, for reference's sake, she has 53 base attack.
Yep.
So, not bad for that role, but yeah.
How about a comparison towards Halloween as well?
Okay, this is gonna hurt. Kind of. Halloween Mia came out 2 years ago, I believe. 12 less BST. She has 4 less HP, 9 less attack, 7 more speed only, 1 more defense, I guess, and 7 less res. Not exactly as much speed gain as I thought from Mia.
Yeah. Wait, was Halloween Mia the only other flying healer aside from Camilla?
No. We also have Fjorm and Sakura.
Oh, right. Wow, Sakura's completely forgettable. Jeez.
Yeah, no kidding. So let's make her forgettable more by talking about her stat line.
Okay.
Sakura, 12 less BSD, again. She has 4 less HP, 4 less attack, 5 more speed, 5 more defense, and 14 less res.
Okay. So it basically is a rebalancing there.
Yeah, Sakura is, like, palingly balanced. It's
Right.
not the best.
Alright.
I guess it's worth noting, I won't bother with Fjorm in her entirety, but she actually only has 2 more.
Me a little about Lena.
Lena. Oh, yeah, Lena.
From the res perspective, I guess I'll bring her up.
Low speed perspective as well.
Yeah, Lena came out just a little bit ago, and yet she's already a BSD thing behind because generations. I'm a little afraid to look at that one, but you make a good point, PC Gamer. Lena has equal HP, 7 less attack, 2 more speed, 3 more defense, and 2 more res. It's all in the attack. And to satiate your curiosity for Bramimond is you're right. 1 less HP, 1 more attack, equal speed, equal defense, and equal res.
Wait, what? She has Bramimond's stat line?
Same BSD.
That doesn't even make any sense. Alright, sure. Okay.
Hey guys, we found Bramimond 2.
Wow, now it makes perfect sense. She's as devastating to the meta as Bramimond. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess that's that, because I don't think Emran fits well, because Emran's a fast healer.
Yeah, I'm not bringing in the fast healers. I don't think it get any better than Bramimond. That's just stupid.
But alright, anyways, that's Flayn. I honestly, she probably needs her own video, especially once she launches, to better talk about her. Because here's the thing, like right now we're talking, it's all theory. What reality will be is probably going to be much more than we imagined within like 10-20 minutes. Like once people start using her, I'm pretty sure they'll find some interesting combinations of her.
Flayn's definitely going to be a huge case of suspect.
Right.
Just in general.
Yep. The one thing I'm interested in seeing is if will someone actually do a team of 6 Flayns. And now I know how goofy that sounds. I absolutely know how goofy that sounds. But you do realize, like, if you do that, a Flayn would heal a Flayn and draw back the Flayn.
There's gonna be one person who does it.
There'll probably be one person out there who will try it out, yeah. Anyways. That's Flayn, so we'll move on from there. Great hero, definitely suggested. Probably changes up a lot of things. Okay, so next we're going to go over to Seteth. The Seiros Adherent, 44 HP, 36 attack, 36 speed, 32 defense, and 24 res. This one's important to note because this is our 4-star hero. He's going to be very easy for you to get, and that's not an error, is it? He's all neutral.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's a fact.
He's just all neutral for real.
Yeah, we got a bit of a trend going here with weird IVs. Like, this is the weirdest banner I've ever seen when it comes to stats.
Okay.
Recently.
I don't even remember the last time we got like a truly neutral hero on a banner.
Not too long ago? It wasn't. I think it was a unit that didn't even have IVs to start. Like, you couldn't use it without mangoes. But I can't remember who.
Oh, okay. I don't remember at all, but all neutral. Still, this is a respectable stat line because 36 attack, 36 speed is above average. And in terms of Lancers and Flying Lancers, this wait a second. He automatically kills Cormag. He automatically kills Wait,
There's a lot of units that he's trashing on here.
Yeah,
not necessarily all the fast ones, at least in base, but there's a lot of Lance Flyers he's trashing on.
Because I don't really see someone who's better than him right now. Altina is the only one who I think is better in a defensive role only. And that's because she's min-maxed towards that.
It's worth noting there are only 7 Lance Flyers faster than Seteth. I mean, it's not like it's, whoop-de-doo. 36 speed's kind of middling, but there are only 7 Lance Flyers that are faster than them in total, being Cynthia, Shigure, Fiora, Marissa, Spring, Sumiya, Tsubasa, and Submarine Group.
Okay. That is interesting. And a lot of those are like exclusive, like really, well, seasonal heroes.
It's also worth noting none of them have as much attack.
Yeah. So Seteth actually puts himself in good company, and the reason why we're like bringing up Seteth so much is because he's actually one of those heroes you might want to put into your arena core. At 172 BST with one more merge, he's 175, which scores as well in comparison to like Itsuki, Astrum, Young Marth, a bunch of these heroes that we're already running, basically. So,
yeah.
Yep. And he would do a great job there because his lance. Oh wait, we forgot to bring up his skills.
Spear of us all. Oh, just for reference, his 4-star skill is Brazen Attack Speed to the surprise of nobody, whereas 5-star skill is Drive Attack 2.
Oh, I was kind of hoping for that to be a 4-star skill, just like Kinna.
Why? I mean, that just means that Brazen's 5-star locked again.
It's still locked to Linus or somebody, but yeah.
Linus has it at 5-star, so it'd be an extremely difficult 20,000 feathers for Brazen.
Oh, well, I don't even think you really need it, but alright, sure. I agree.
Yeah.
Thanks to Yeezus Zomber. Thanks for 10 MX. I don't really know what it's called, but thank you. Thank you for a donation.
Would that be 10 pesos? I mean, I don't really...
I don't know. I don't want to be
know
wrong.
prefixes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
But thank you. Anyways, Spear of Asazo?
Assault.
Spear of Ass. No, okay.
Yeah, that's what people say.
Grants speed +3. If units within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed +4 to unit during combat and neutralizes foes' bonuses to attack and speed skills. And then additionally grants attack speed +4 to allies within 2 spaces during combat. He just reminds me a lot of George, who just came out as a free-to-play hero, so... And George is also 172 BST, and instead of being... That's actually funny. They're both 172 BST, and they both count as blue physical damage. Anyways, yeah, it's kind of similar.
I mean, people are already arguing, and I think I agree. I think Spear of the Soul is a little better in the general sense.
I do agree.
I mean, it doesn't give bulk, but it has a low attack speed built into it for himself.
Yep.
Plus, he can give himself attack speed, whereas George only effectively gives himself attack.
Right.
I was gonna say that this is just Camilla's axe, but better.
Well, yeah.
Way better.
It's
yeah,
infinitely
way better.
Infinitely better than Camilla's axe. So make no mistake on that one.
That was the first thing I
me-
remarked on, that Camilla's dead.
Yeah, let me bring her up. So Camilla's axe was like one of the very first riff lines. If unit is within 2 spaces of cavalry or flying ally, grants attack speed +4 during combat. Grants attack speed +3, really, to cavalry and flying allies within 2 spaces during combat. So, movement restricted, the drive is worse, no stat involved in Camilla's axe, and no speed +3 base.
And, worst of
HP
all,
+3.
you'll have to use Camilla. So, yeah.
And you're also using Camilla, who's a year 1 axe flyer, with not actually that great speed.
Yeah. The actual, like, we should do a comparison there just to, like, show it off. But, yes, for someone who asked earlier if Seteth can use Dive Bomb, absolutely, because his lance already adds attack speed +4. There's a movement restriction, but by taking away your opponent's buffs or attacking speed as well, if you give him stuff like attack speed push, you'll definitely achieve it. Like, he can definitely use Dive Bomb.
You can get there. It would be a little weird, but you could definitely run, like, I guess the problem is that you wouldn't be able to use heavy blade specials if you're running aerobatics or fire formation. But yeah, you could definitely have them even just aerobatics in with Dive Bomb, proc a 2 cooldown special maybe, and also have some pretty good starting attack and speed.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty good.
Yeah. He's actually one of those heroes I think can do just about everything except for anything res based, but basically
Nah, even that's fine. You can just run Flowing Lance. It gives him effectively 29 base res with, solo.
well, I guess you
33
could
with Refine, 49 HP.
I guess you could, but I'm not of the favor of like replacing Flowing Lance or replacing his lance with.
Yeah, I wouldn't replace Spear of Assault. personally. But technically speaking, he can even res root if he wants, because 24 res and 44 HP are workable.
Right.
Yeah. It's for sure not the worst in terms of res. And that's most Wyvern Flyers at this point. Their res is very workable.
Yeah, it's surprising, which is weird. I mean, you know, unless you're Ashnard and you actually have a res stat, but yeah, it's just weird.
Mm-hmm. Okay. With that said, like, how would you even build the guy? This guy can do whatever he wants.
Literally, what do you want to build him for? Do you want to be a support bot? Run Joint Drive or Coast Guard or something like that. You want to be an offensive unit? You run Aerobatics or something like that. You run Wings of Mercy, technically. You could run a Chill. You could even run a Link if you want to use his inherent assist skill. If you want to be a Link bot.
See, me personally, I'm not even gonna offer any suggestions because I know for a fact that people that are fans of Seteth have definitely built a Lance Flyer.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's also just the fact that he's a Lance Flyer. That's pretty fast. You can also just go with the cookie cutter Fury build. You could go steady posture, steady stance too, things like that. It really is just a matter of where do you want him to be, what do you want him to score, what do you want him to do? Because there's literally just quote-unquote endless possibilities.
There really is. I'll just give one off the top of my head because we mentioned this. Attack speed push would be pretty damn cool on him with joint drive attack. So when he initiates within 2 spaces, that's already 11, 15 extra attack on top of that. So he's hitting 50, 65. Holy crap. With Dive Bomb, he can do 2 shots before his opponent. Well, technically you don't want Dive Bomb with attack speed push. You would want it with Swift Sparrow, but whatever. I personally like the defensive aspect of it a bit more. But yeah, if you did something like that with Dive Bomb, you could hit 65 attack and 61. No, not 61. 52 speed, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. You would definitely be more than well off enough. That much is for sure.
11 extra speed. Oh no, it would be 40, 47.
So he starts at 39, 43 with 43 with Spirit of
50.
Assault, 50 with Push.
Yeah, 50 speed.
And then of course Lull. So foe can't buff their speed.
Yeah, which makes it more valuable. I know it doesn't like factor into actual speed, but a lot of times your opponents are buffed up, so you don't have to worry about that extra bit of speed that they get. So yeah, like this is what we're saying. Like Seteth can legitimately just do whatever he wants. Anyways,
It's just a matter of your resources.
these are really good. This banner itself, guys, is actually like pretty. Well, I'm gonna say the last banner was underrated too. The Path of Radiance banner with Jill and Shinon.
Kind of.
It was
It's mostly Jill got underrated. Shinon.
I think Shinon got properly rated. I got swept by Shinon recently. I was just
I've
like
been swept by 2.
I was just like, wait a second, I can't kill him.
It's just not even. He's so stupid.
Right. But this is another one of those banners, I would say, because we don't need to talk about Flayn, but Catherine's a legit top tier offensive sword hero. It's just we have so many of them that she's not necessary. And then Seteth is a legitimate support hero and arena viable hero. Should not cost you that many orbs to max out if you indeed go for a plus 10 Seteth.
And you can always just wait, you know, since it's gonna be 3-star.
Oh, that's right, because this banner is... Holy crap.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. He's actually going to just be part of the normal pool.
Yep, as a 3-star hero.
Oh
Suck
boy.
on that, Altana.
Well, congratulations, chat. You just found your next plus 10 hero. Like, this is a very legit hero to plus 10.
This is, for reference, scores as well as level bounce Elliowood, Balbar, and Pirate Geese. And those are the best blue scoring bots we have right now. So, Seteth beats them all on a value with availability and not being armed like Balbar.
Wow.
And he also a perf.
Yeah,
And he also superb. That's the biggest part for me.
I just want to say one thing before we move on. To those that are gonna go for like plus 10 Seteth, don't.
Wait,
Because
why?
you're definitely gonna get more of them in the future.
Oh,
yeah, so
you mean right now?
don't
Yeah.
commit.
Yeah,
I
don't do it right now. Just hold.
Yeah, be
hold off.
patient. I'd say be patient, but if you're gonna spark the banner for like Flayn, then by all means, if you feel like pulling an extra couple blues and skipping out a couple orbs, and you have that flexibility, there's no reason not to.
And yeah, the thing with Seteth is okay. Actually, one other thing, I feel bad for people who made George, because it's your comparable results. I would say
comparable results. Yeah, the Grail part also sucks, but he is an archer.
That's about the only thing, but still blue physical damage.
Yeah, no, George definitely. I forgot George. Now I was counting my units for arena. Yeah, kind of sucks a little bit. I'm sure there are people who legitimately will find more use out of George than Seteth.
I agree. Like I've seen triple solo Georges, and they're really legit.
There's also like close foil or close counter Georges you can do with all attack speed, things like that Seteth just can't do.
Right, but here's the thing.
Just doing it for score, then that hurts.
Yeah, see, look here, like with the Grail Heroes being released right now, Enna, and now of course Nemesis, which we're gonna get to in just a moment. They're all just, I'm just like Grail's most important resource by far now.
Yeah, for multiple heroes, for sure, Grails are a very valuable resource,
right?
For arena purposes or otherwise. So
yeah, the chances
George.
I was just gonna say the chances of like just plus 10ing a hero in this game is such a hurdle. I mean, if you guys have been watching me, you know exactly why. Getting from +9 to +10 is it's such a big deal. So yeah, that's why.
Congratulations, by the way, on your young Marth.
Yep.
I am now in the +9 train.
Oh, congratulations on feeling the misery of being at +9. So close yet so far.
Hooray! That is one thing I should note with Seteth is even for anybody trying to +10 Seteth, if you're gonna wait until after the banner, just think to yourself, how many Elenas have you pulled? For example, how many Echidnas? I mean, I know Echidnas are not recent, but like, how many of those recent emotes have you pulled? Because Seteth might be a bit difficult to +10 if you're not going to commit to him now.
That's the thing. Like, even though PP Cool said to wait, I personally have this issue. It's the same. Like, I wanted to make +10 Altena, +10 Echidna. I'm not even halfway on either of them.
I have pulled I have been lucky actually to have pulled 3 Lena so far off banner. Yeah, that's 2 months now almost since Lena was released.
Yeah.
And if you want to make Seteth your arena project, having to wait out probably a year if you're not being very devoted to summoning blue or having a lot of orbs to put on blue, unless you're extremely lucky. Yeah. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Good luck.
I would suggest if you really want it, at least go like halfway, so like +5 if you really want it.
I'd say probably not send, but get some merges is what I recommend.
Some merges, and don't go all the way, because that's just, you're definitely gonna get some in the future at the very least. I would assume.
I mean, unless you're like full on sniping, if you're going to 40 summons and you happen to just want to pull blues for the most part and not compromise your orbs entirely, you could probably pull maybe, if you're lucky, like 4 to 5 Seteths, no problem.
Right.
If you're lucky. So just go off that. Don't like ignore this banner if you're gonna make them an arena unit, but also don't
lose your mind. If you like get to +9 or something, you'll probably get lucky and get that last copy eventually.
Just don't overcommit. Don't do that here.
Yeah,
this is not the place for it.
Yeah, but you know, people are gonna do it. It's just gonna happen.
Okay. Anyways, comparisons, because we didn't really compare him. I actually want an interesting one in comparing him to George, just because those two are, if practically in practical use, are gonna be the same roles.
Slaughter me softly, Nims and Mijin.
What?
Could you compare Seteth to my rabid boy Volter?
Oh.
I want to know how much my pains are and
I'm
hopes for a good refine.
I'm sorry, Volter is very dead, but yes, we can do that for you.
Yeah. Let's start with George. Obviously, worth noting, George is not fast. He's more of a mixed tank. George, same BST, is a blue archer infantry with 1 more HP, equal attack, 9 less speed, 3 more defense, and 5 more res. Just a completely tanky variant on Seteth, I guess.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it that way.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice. It's just basically redistribution on speed to defensive stats. But I would argue, just because of the current meta, having speed is probably safer. But with that said, George has defensive builds, interesting ones.
Yeah, and again, George has a little more flexibility tree as far as what you run on him, and he's not prone to legendary Crom. You know, being the mini legendary Crom he is, he's not weak to archers, and having a similar speed tier means he doesn't get doubled anyways. So, depending on what your meta threats are, George might not be bad still.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a decision between whether you want to use grails or orbs.
Yeah, which both may take almost about as much time. If I'm being
This
totally
one's more
honest.
certain than the other, being George, as you know, you'll know
Right.
absolutely when you'll get him.
Pretty much. Alright, so Valter, on the other hand. Ouch. So Valter is old from book 1. He has a whopping 14 less BST. Valter has 2 less HP, 4 less attack, 5 less speed, 2 more defense, and 5 less res.
Wait, was this a Curse Lance included? No.
No.
Okay.
I mean, if we included Curse Lance, then it would be that Vulture would have 2 less attack, and still would have, comparing perf to perf, 6 less speed.
All right.
So, yeah.
Valter
No
needs to
slaying, though.
refine, so
Yeah. Ouch. People wanted Ryoma, Hot Springs.
oh, that's an
Because-
interesting one. Sure, he
much-
doesn't even use a lance, but yeah. I mean,
As much
it's
as
it's
people
a
don't-
banner, but whatever.
Yeah, people just kill him. For those who don't remember Ryoma, he has 10 less BST. He's one of the closest to Seteth, just in general. One of. He has 4 less HP, 1 less attack, equal speed, 4 less defense, and 1 less res.
Hmm.
Just markedly lower.
Yep.
Like, there's no... Ryoma's a 5-star seasonal lock. There's just no reason.
Right.
No reason.
Right. That's-
So,
that's
kill him
why-
for his lance.
Uh-huh. That's why Seteth is so significant. I also just want to hear about Cormag and the other guy.
Oh yeah, I'll bring in the free-to-play flyers. Starting from Cormag. Cormag came out last year as a Grand Hero Battle unit for Sacred Stones towards the end of Book 3. Cormag has 5 less BST, 2 less HP, equal attack, 4 less speed, 2 more defense again, and 1 less res.
They're actually pretty comparable, but of course Seteth is just slightly better.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the defense again, Seteth seems to be on a trend of being a little lower than the other Wyverns. He's better.
Right.
Not to mention that HP is kind of high.
And he
Relatively speaking.
also has just a better weapon, because those guys don't come with perfs, unfortunately.
Cormag would have had to make one up. At least Seteth has a real one that actually exists in-game. But yeah, Cormag comes with Slaying Lance. On the other hand, Heath, the one that people might not remember because people more likely build Cormag, if I'm being totally honest.
Yep.
Heath has 1 more BST than Cormag, ergo he has 4 less BST than Seteth. He has 4 less HP, 1 less attack, 3 less speed, 1 more defense, and 3 more res.
Wow, he actually has more res. But yeah.
Yeah, Heath is weirdly balanced. I don't know why he has so much res. Yeah. I mean, I guess Heath's a better stat tank, but HP.
Yep.
That said, the big one that people want to see is Spring Narshan.
Right.
Because Spring Narshan, of course, comes with a pretty solid lance of his own in Guild Fork, and is a 4-star focus lance flyer as well. Narshan also is is old enough now where he's a generation behind. Narshan has 5 less BST than Seteth, 1 less HP, 1 less attack, 2 less speed, 5 more defense, 6 less res.
Which is funny because he's out right now, and you can finish him. But yeah, don't.
He's still okay.
He's still okay, but like if you're making a hero plus 10, generally speaking, it's because you also want them in the arena function because the last couple merges just don't do much, like in comparison to the point value.
And not to mention, Guild Fork is actually pretty flat.
Yeah.
Thank you for
good
being
weapon.
soft, Legion and Nems. It's hurts softly, but I will still put in my best effort, and wishing to is for giving Valterra Refine to be at least somewhat comparable to Seteth.
Yep, I really hope it does get refined.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll hope for the best. I have hopes, but got a lot of ground to cover.
All right.
But yeah, that said, I think Seteth is just one of the best lance flyers of the free-to-play pool. And to say the very least, he's one of the best offensive lance flyers in balanced attack speed of all of them.
Right. I'm really glad they released Seteth. It's just we were dying for a flying lance cav that actually had speed, and they kept teasing us. Huh?
A flying lance cav?
Sorry, a flying lance flyer with speed, and they were just teasing us with
flying lance flyer?
Wait, what?
Flying lance flyer?
Seteth, right?
He's double flying?
Oh. I'm tired, man. It's about 2 a.m. Okay, the entire point was flying Lancer that has speed. They've been teasing us for a while with Cormag and Heath.
Which are almost fast.
Even
almost
Martian
fast. Has 34 speed.
And you have to use Grails. And honestly, like, almost nobody wanted to use Grails on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got released Altena, and we're like, oh, wow, we now have a competent flying Lancer. And that was it. It was like that for like 6 months. Now we have both sides of it. So if you want to make a more balanced hero or a faster hero, Seteth's your guy. If you want a slower one, you make Altena. So there you go.
Which, it is worth noting what their comparisons are like. Just so you get the idea, Altena, also still very old, has, well, relatively speaking, 6 less BST than Seteth. She has 1 more HP, 1 more attack, 9 less speed, 7 more defense, but 4 less res.
Wait, she has 39 defense base?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Altena has, I think, the 2nd highest defense of all lance flyers and of almost all lancers, period.
I keep losing track of it.
By Trevant.
Trevant, which is basically don't make Trevant, make Altena.
I mean, actually, you can make the argument for Lance Trevant if you're not going to plus 10 him.
Okay, true. I mean, yeah. If you plus 10, make Altena. Anyways. Alright. That is your first 3 heroes. I think that concludes the setup pretty well. Very respectable hero. Definitely your guy if you want somebody, a Lancer for Arena.
So. Yeah. He's basically going to be the new Arena staple. I'm saying it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's also worth noting, Shadow Master.
4 to 5 star locked instead of 3 to 4 star as Seteth will be. Wait, why is Seteth going to be 3 to 4 star locked?
Because that's just how it is with new demotes.
Wait a second, but huh? Wasn't Altena demoted the same?
Altena was in the weird purgatory between when they decided to have 4-star focus and not. So she kind of actually got the weird cutoff where she got stuck as a 4 or 5-star instead of demoting right to 3-star. She's only a 4 or 5-star unit right now in the permanent pool.
Right, I know she says 4. Okay, that's weird. All right, that's goofy, but yeah, there you go. Seteth is way easier to max out.
Yeah, and you can't get pity broken by him after this banner. So, right.
Hooray.